Welcome to Dentist Job Connect TV, where we help you increase success, decrease stress, and most of all, reduce crying inside. You've done a great treatment plan for a patient, they're ready to go, but then they say, how much does it cost? And then you say a number that makes the patient want to cry outside. So we're going to be talking with one of our amazing sponsors, Cherry, about how you can help your patients cry less inside when it comes to case acceptance. I'm so excited to talk with our guest today. And I always just have our guests introduce themselves. So Cherry's an awesome sponsor of Dentist Job Connect, but please introduce yourself to our audience.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Paul. My name is Ashley. I am a junior account executive with Cherry, and I'm super excited to be here and share Cherry with everyone.
Awesome. And so I love the name. And if someone just said, what does Cherry do to help dentists and their teams? You know, if you had a blurb, you had the elevator pitch, what would you say Cherry does to help dentists and their teams?
Yeah, you got it. So I love how you say help dentists survive and thrive and not cry, and also the patients as well. So Cherry is really going to take the weight off of the shoulders of all of the staff at the practice, right? We know at Cherry that financials are the hardest discussion in the dental office. Cherry is going to give your patients a more healthy option by letting the patient choose the payment plan that fits their budget. And in the end, the patient's going to accept more case acceptance, so have higher case acceptance, accept more treatment, and increase the production of the office. So hopefully no crying if that's happening.
I love that. Let's just, you know, I'm in Philadelphia. It's my favorite place. I love the movie Philadelphia, and Denzel Washington, that movie said many times, explain it to me like I'm a 6-year-old. So it's a great way to learn. So whether someone's a new practice owner, a dental student, a dentist that's never used financing, you know, your patient would benefit by $10,000 of dental care, right? Let's call it dental implants. And your patient care coordinator says, hey, Mrs. Smith, hey, Millie, it is $10,000. How does Cherry make this conversation more palatable, to use a nacho term, for the patient, right? In our office, Ashley, I'll share ours, you know, people can pay in full and get a small discount, or people can stretch it out over time. And patient financing helps people stretch it out over time. So just in an evergreen 6-year-old way, someone's got a $10,000 treatment plan. How does financing help? We're going to get into how Cherry's a little different than others, but if you just give us a big, broad picture discussion on how financing works for patients.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to. So I actually was a dental hygienist and an office manager for years. And how I always explained patient financing to patients is Cherry is unique in the way that we are a true payment plan option. So patients every day are already shopping with Affirm, Afterpay, and Klarna. That is exactly what Cherry is like, but for the dental world. So we are just allowing, you can say, hey, your treatment today is either going to cost $10,000 up front, or you can do these monthly installments for 24 months with no interest. And it's, you know, let's break it down to $1,000 a month, right? So they can see the total cost today, and then they can see how much it would be if they chose to do a payment plan option. That tenfold is going to increase the office's production, also the acceptance rate of the treatment that the patient will be willing to do, because you're making it a healthier option for them. They can budget that. Coming up with $10,000 is incredibly scary for the patient.
And one of the things I'll share is, as everyone moves through life, $10,000 means different things to different people in their life, right? Me included. And one of the things I try to help dentists and teams understand is, you know, the way you look at money is wildly different than the way your patient looks at money. So it may be easy for someone to pay $10,000 at once, or it may be difficult. It doesn't matter. Don't judge, just offer. Because even our team had to understand this, because we've used patient financing of all different types. And we actually have a mother-daughter team getting dental implants through the power of financing. And if they did not use financing, they would not have these teeth. And we need to be able to give people, like I say, a menu and let them choose. So love that you've explained that. Now, patient financing, you know, I see it, financing is popular everywhere. It's popular at the vet, it's popular at the dentist, it's popular at car dealerships. So in terms of how Cherry works with dental offices, tell us a little bit about what you guys do that's different than other financing companies, how it works, kind of a deep dive into how the Cherry process works.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to do that. So Cherry is very unique from other financial options. We are going to offer better financing terms for both the practice and the patients. So we have higher patient approval rates with Cherry. We also have an average of a higher loan amount, so we can approve all the way up to $35,000 for patients. Our term lengths go up to 60 months. So patients have a variety of how many months they can pay with Cherry. There's also no hard credit check. This is like my favorite because so many patients are hesitant to even apply for third-party financing because of the hard credit check. So with Cherry, even after they start the payment plan with Cherry, the patient still only has a soft credit check.
Awesome.
We also are going to give the patients more 0% APR options. On average, they're going to see more options with Cherry. And this is my second favorite part is we've all dealt with deferred interest and the really angry patients that are like, you didn't tell me I was going to get retro backed on interest today one. Cherry is a true 0% interest plan. So we do not defer interest on the patient.
Love that you've shared that with me. And, I'm always kindly annoying my dental people into making better decisions. So, what's popular now? And how long did you do your duty as a hygienist, Ashley? How many years did you put in with the sickle scaler?
So as a hygienist, I was 11 years.
11 years. So did your office have an in-house membership plan or when you were there? So
Yeah.
I wish I started that sooner for my office. And, we have sponsors that do that. And some dentists say, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to keep a spreadsheet about to keep track. And the DIYs have a lot of risk. So if a dentist was watching, a tough dentist, which is like many of them, says, I don't want to use a patient financing company. I don't want to give up like 5, 8, 11, whatever, it's 12% of my fee. I'm just going to have the patients do in-house payment plans. Where can that go wrong, right? I'll share. It's gone wrong for us numerous times. So I'll say, where can that go wrong for an office who says, I want to DIY my own patient financing?
Yeah, this is like my all-time favorite question, Paul. So I've experienced that as well, right? Seeing patients that just default and no longer pay it, and they say that they will, so you're chasing them. Also, you have to think about the insane amount of time that your staff is putting into collecting the credit card information, to making sure that they're running that on time every month, chasing the patients because the patients aren't paying or they close that credit card down. So now they're chasing them for a new credit card. So just so much time that you're paying your employees to chase these patients down. When it comes to paying that percentage for someone like Cherry, right? You're paying that merchant fee with Cherry. It's really, you're paying for the simplicity. You're paying for the time that you're not paying your staff to do the extra work, and you're paying for a guarantee of payment. You get paid in full within 2 to 3 business days with Cherry, and there's no risk. If the patient defaults with Cherry, that's between the patient and Cherry. We will
That's
never.
what I love. I love the nice things that you said, but I'm a parent of a 9 and a 5-year-old, and good parenting is all about bribes and threats. Bribes and threats. If you're good, we're going to get ice cream, and if you're not good, we're never getting ice cream for the rest of our rest of the year. So I always share with my team, the patient financing companies, and I happen to be talking with our awesome sponsor, Cherry. You literally do this every day. It is your expertise. You have the ability to create a relationship with that patient that's different than the dental office. And I will share, over my 20-year career, patients who don't pay you and trying to get them to pay you, it just can ruin a relationship. And it's difficult. And we just do not have the bribes and threats tools. We don't have the bandwidth. We don't have the verbiage. And it's great to outsource this to Cherry, to let them, like you just said, you get paid and the rest of it is between Cherry. And just as I'm a practice owner of multiple practices, we're already, patients use credit cards. We're very familiar with the credit card. This is like a supersized version of the credit card process, where many, just as I kind of teach our audience, not all patients have a $30,000 limit on their credit card. Also, it might not be financially wise to put something on your credit card for 12 months for $30,000. So you guys swoop in as really the heroes. I say this with true authenticity. You allow people to get the care that they need to chew and smile. I want to share a story from yesterday. Maybe, I don't know if you hear stories like this, but I was at an event in New Jersey and they asked everyone to share wins. Okay. It was a consulting group, really fun, more new patients, hired people. And one said, because of Cherry, our same day treatment plan acceptance is up something like 60%. And I just think it's great because they said, because of Cherry, and it was likely Cherry and this consulting team that helped this team, but that was the tool they thought of. And I just think that's really cool. So do you guys have stories like that come back to you from your clients?
Oh, all the time. Actually, one of my teammates just enrolled an office in the Chicagoland area, and within the first 25 days, they increased their production by $80,000. Just astronomical. Just Right Dental down in Texas, $100,000 in increase in production in 6 months. I mean, if you use Cherry and offer it, like you said, with no judgment to every patient, because you don't know who needs help. And even financial savvy patients want to use a payment plan because they don't want to fork over all the cash they have. Why
Yeah, I mean,
would you?
I'll share, I don't know if you noticed, between like 2020 and 2022, the whole world went sideways, with the pandemic. And even me and I'll just be honest, as me as a purchaser, I was always the type of person that would have paid for my daughter's preschool in full if they gave me a discount. I'm like, get it off my plate. If it's 20 grand, I'll give you the 19. But now I actually would I would have to stretch it out. Over the pandemic, it really was very tough on many people. And I'm like, hey, you know what? Sometimes I'd rather stretch that out. So, right, that's really a good point. It's not for people who don't have money to create payment plans. It's for people who have budgets. And for some people, it's easier for them to pay $1,000 a month for 12 months than $11,500 up front. And just to reinforce it for my audience, it's as simple as just saying, hey, those dental implants that Dr. Paul talked to you about that will help you chew and smile and eat food at your granddaughter's recital, it's $20,000. Do you want to pay that all at once or stretch it out? And just like the person is going to go one way with that, right? And it's like that gym, the no judgment zone, right? And if someone says stretch it out, now you can have these conversations. And my office manager is not watching right now, but one day I will only have pay in full or a Cherry plan, right? We still do have some stretch it out over the course of treatment plans for our patients, which I actually want to eliminate from our practice. We're not quite there yet, but I'm assuming that you guys have helped office managers not have to worry about being their own financing company. Is that accurate?
Yes, absolutely. Cherry is a white glove service through and through. We only make money when the practice makes money. So there's no sign up fees, no monthly or annual fees with Cherry, and we will help the office in any way we can be successful. So if you have multiple staff members that need training at different times, we're willing to set up separate trainings. We want to give you guys the correct pitches to use with your patients and scripts so that you guys are comfortable with Cherry and the patients are comfortable with Cherry as well.
Well, that is awesome. You shared so much value here. People can text Cherry to 215-798-9897. They'll get a totally free demo with you and your team, Ashley. If someone wanted to reach out to you directly, how would they go about doing that?
If they wanted to reach out to me directly,
Or just someone on your team,
yeah,
what would be the best way?
Yeah, so they're going to go to our website, which is withcherry.com. So WITHCHERRY.com. And they're going to be able to book a demo straight through there and they'll get through to one of us.
I love it. I also think this is like, we're recording this at the end of a year. People watch this. It's like, it's a good time to inspire patients to make good decisions for their life, whether it's the beginning of a year or the end of the year, because there's so many patients that can benefit from all the awesome things that dentistry does, but it just can be a huge investment. I don't call it expensive, but it can just be a big investment. So you guys are doing the work of heroes and making this possible. So is there anything else that I missed or anything else you want to share before we wrap up?
I think just that Cherry is the most modernized growth platform in the financial world for offices. And we truly would love to help as many patients get treatment that they deserve to have done to be healthy again.
Awesome. Well, I will end with people can text Cherry to 215-798-9897. And by using programs like Cherry, instead of crying inside, you can help your patients smile more and cry less. Thanks so much for being with us.